Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about Outriders and help you decide whether you should try it. Outriders is a third-person co-op action shooter. It lets you create a party of up to 3 players and play together. Something to note is that it is not massively multiplayer. That is, you will not encounter random players just roaming around in your game. That's not to say you cannot team up with random players, since the game does let you matchmake, but it just means that the only live players in your game are those present in your party. Let's talk about gameplay. As I said before, Outriders is a third-person action shooter, which is basically what it sounds like. You're always going from one area to another and shooting your way through a ton load of different enemies, taking cover and using some really cool abilities and getting loot from them, which in turn makes you stronger and lets you take on even more enemies. What you're seeing on screen right now is kinda what you'll get. If this seems like it's not your kind of thing, then I guess this game won't interest you. The game does take a little spin on the standard with its classes. You get to choose from 4 different classes, each with their own preferred combat style. For example, the class I chose is one that emphasizes close combat and speed, a sort of hit and run tactics if you will. The classes are the big selling point here. They are pretty diverse and stand out from each other very well. Also, they have some really fun and intuitive abilities like a slow trap that my class has, which not only slows those inside the area, but also slows any projectile entering it. Another great thing about the game is that it has a really neat difficulty system, which is called world stages. You get to choose how difficult the world stage is, and by doing so get better rewards. But if you find yourself having a hard time, you can adjust accordingly. The game also has some RPG elements. They are pretty basic and nothing mind-blowing, but it's a nice thing to have. Kill enemies, do quests, and you level up, making you more powerful and giving you skill and ability points to spend in a pretty decent progression system. Also, there's a huge number of weapons and armors to be found. With the different stats and bonuses, you're always replacing your older stuff with newer, cooler, and more powerful loot. One other thing that this game does really well is incentivizing running around and being active, and just going crazy with your abilities, rather than asking you to sit behind cover and try to be realistic or tactical, which is why the game is really fun. It's awesome to just rush into enemies and decimate them with the super badass abilities. Moving on to the story now. Well, it's pretty generic. As destroyed, you are the last of humanity left in a different planet which seemed like a promising new start, but surprise surprise, the planet has this strange storm thing that messes everything up and gives some people superpowers. You're one of those people who have some crazy ass superpowers, and you have to help your friends win against the really fucked up bad guys in a desperate resource war while trying to save the last of humanity. I think the story is okay. It's not bad, but it isn't gonna blow your mind off or anything like that. One good thing is that at least the person you control has some personality, which I find to be much appreciated, especially in this genre.
Do I know you? Mr. Chang sends his regard. Oh, come on! It's right in the middle of my line.
There are side quests, but gameplay-wise they are pretty much the same. Go to a place, shoot a ton of bad guys, and keep shooting till the mission's done. Doing side quests gives you loot as a reward, and can be repeated to keep farming the points. Again, pretty standard in this sort of game. Something that could have been a lot better are the levels. The areas are visually nice and varied, but they just boil down to a pretty small arena kind of thing, with a few covers and absolutely no verticality or fun twists. It wouldn't have hurt to have a bit more open areas and some fun stuff like tall towers or deep tunnels that could have allowed for a bit of variety. Especially since, as I said, this game wants you to run around. Sadly, there isn't a lot of movement options. Now, performance is pretty much okay, at least for me. There are frame dips, especially during cinematics, but once the action starts, the game performs pretty well, and that's all that matters in my opinion. The graphics are very nice, and looks absolutely great, and also comes with DLSS support for those having RTX card. DLSS is always good to have. One huge issue and red flag is that the game requires an always online feature to even play in single player. This means that not only will you need to have an active internet connection to play, but also means that you won't be able to play if you're having trouble connecting to their servers, which unfortunately is something that's happening frequently right now. The game also crashed once or twice, and multiplayer is a shit show with frequent disconnect. Well then, to conclude, I would say Outriders is a decent game. If you like to have some mindless and simple fun and are into shooters, you will have a fun time, even if you're just playing solo. As I just said, it's only a decent game. It isn't anything new or genre defining in any way. Personally, I would have liked if the game did more to embrace its crazy side and that arcadey feel, but for now it falls a bit short. Anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you liked this video and found some of the information here useful. If you want to check the game out, it's available on both Steam and Epic, and there's even a free demo available that you can check out right now. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.